Hi guys, welcome back. We are here with the G-Dog again and we are playing Altar of Freedom. This is the first time we've played this. This is a bit of a pickup game. It's going to be the Battle of Shiloh. That is the starter game, I think, in the booklet. Really looking forward to this. It's a 6 mil game. Let's get down to the table. Let's have a look at how we've already deployed and then we'll go from there. So hope you enjoy this. We'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so here's a quick overview of the battlefield. So this is the Battle of Shiloh, as I mentioned a minute ago. First of all, the first thing that happened was the Unions had to deploy their forces first, because the idea of this game is that they're basically getting ambushed by the Confederates. So Graham is playing the Unions, and Graham, can you just sort of give us a brief overview of what you've done here?
I can do, yeah. So the idea of the scenario, like Johnny said, is that my guys are getting ambushed. So the scenario said I had to really scatter my fellas around the table. I couldn't sort of bunch them off. The table was in grids, and I had to put one division in each grid.
Yeah.
So that's what I've done. So I've got a division here, 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 and here. And the objective for the Confederates is to take this landing point here, and this is indicating the river down here. My guys don't do anything in the first turn of this game because they've been caught in bed, and my general doesn't even arrive until turn 2. And those guys right at the back are my reserves who might appear, but we don't start rolling for them until halfway through the game, and I think I need a 6 to bring them on, so there's every chance they'll never come
So
on.
they might not turn on. So then for the Confederates then, really, we're not sticking to any historical deployment or anything like that, so it's really, we're making it up as we go along in terms of our deployments. I've come in then with, so what have I got here? I've got my first corps are just there, and I'm thinking probably use that road to get down into the center of the Union lines there. My what corps over here? This is second corps, looking at a potential flank there to the right. We've got third corps over here. Ooh, come through that. It's perched on the hill here, on the left hand side of the Union lines, hopefully to cause a little bit of mischief there. And then I do have reserves. These aren't in game at the moment. They're sitting at the back. They're not on the table. So potentially, well, no, they do come in on the second turn.
They'll definitely come in second turn.
So I do get my reserves, whereas Graham may not get his reserves. So that could probably see where the game goes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. First time we've played this, so it's going to be a bit of a slow slog to start with. But once we get through and play a few turns, we'll get used to what's going on. Just to indicate, this yellow line here is actually a river. We just didn't have any river to pop down. So that's what that's indicating. Right, cool. Catch you at the end of turn 1. See you in a bit. Okay, so end of turn 1, and the Confederates just get the priority on this turn, so the Unions can't move. So essentially all my guys have just moved up closer towards the Unions. We've had a bit of some firing going on here, which didn't do anything. Graham's cannon there fired at my guys, knocked this base back. He was up here, he got knocked back, and the same happened over here. We've got these guys shooting, and they knocked this guy back here. Just went back a couple of bases. So yeah, there was no real sort of priority point shenanigans there, but we're going to show you that now whilst we go into the next turn. So we'll see you in a bit, and turn 2. Catch you in a bit. Okay, so right, guys, so we're currently just going through the priority point stage on Altar of Freedom. So Graham's just going to quickly give you a rundown as how this really works.
All right. So each of your generals contribute a number of points as indicated here, which are these kind of priority points that you can use to bid with to activate your guys first. So you you total up these numbers and you can hand out the points accordingly. So, for example, Major General Polk here, he's got 4 points that he can divide up as he likes between Clark's division and Chetham's division. He's got 5 between these two, he's got 5 just for those guys. And then your overall general can give his 6 points out anywhere he likes across the whole bunch of guys. And then the highest, when you start resolving the turn, the people who've got the most points allocated to them get to go first. What you can also do is with spare points left over, you can save those to bid for control of the turn clock, which just means how long the turn lasts. So after each division has gone, we each roll a dice, and the person with control of the turn clock gets to reduce the turn clock by the amount shown on either of the dice. So they can choose to have the turn go longer or shorter. And if the turn runs out before people have activated, they just don't get to activate this turn.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
I think that's clear.
All right.
I think that's clear. Cheers. Yeah, perfect. So that's what we're doing at the moment, and then we'll get to the end of turn 2. Catch you in a bit. So we've just finished allocating our priority points. So for myself, my blue dice there just representing my turn clock allocation. So I've gone for 8 points for the turn clock. Incidentally, I've won that, but I've allocated 2 points for this division, 2 points for this division, 5 for this one, 1 for this one, 2 for this one, and then 2 over here. Whereas on contrast, this is what Graham's done over here.
So I did the opposite really. So I went only 1 point for the turn clock, which I've clearly lost.
Yep.
But then I gave 7 each to Sherman's and Prentices, who are these 2 guys. So that's these guys here and these guys here, because I really want both of them to get into some sort of shape to fight off the Confederates before the Confederates come and kill them.
Yeah.
And then hardly any points for these guys because they're basically in a good position.
They are. Yeah.
These guys, because I don't mind if they go last, because they're not going to do a lot. And then the balance of the points I just gave to these chaps.
Yeah. So for me, the guys I gave 5 were the ones over on this side over here. So yeah, it's interesting. We both had a completely different way of looking at this. I don't know. I guess I sort of feel that it didn't matter if I went first or second, but it was more important to win the turn clock. Whereas Graham is obviously thinking he really needs to get his units moving early doors and not necessarily worry about the turn clock. So it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out in the game going forward. But yeah, right. So we'll catch you at the end of turn. This is turn 2, so turn 3. Cheers. So this is the end of turn 2 and about 8:59 at Shiloh. So really, it's been quite a nice, interesting turn. Essentially, I'm really just trying to force the issue, and I feel like I'm probably in a little bit of a crowd control problem, really, especially in this area here. I'm going to probably have to spend a bit of a turn trying to create some sort of battle lines. Graham's really got some nice battle lines going on, and they're very strong. He's pushed back one of my guys here. We tried to assault the hill, but got pushed right back down to here, and that unit there is really suffering. Come around the side here, it was a bit of a firefight, but it was a bit of a stalemate in the end, so nothing really happened. But maybe I have to try and force the issue over there next turn. And over on the far wing, I've just moved around, so you can see the battle line sort of just coming around at the top there. But I've got a couple of cavalry units in that line, so I don't know that they might help me. Graham, your synopsis of your plan so far?
I'm pretty happy. So I bid high to let myself dress these guys and these guys in line, and they have done so. I've got a kind of thin blue line going on. What I have done for 2 turns running actually is forgotten to activate my gunboat. The Union have got a gunboat in this area.
Yes, which
we don't have a gunboat model.
We don't have a gunboat model, and it's screwing us up over. We've just got a little marker over there, and it's.
I keep forgetting to borrow.
I totally forgot about it as well, actually. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. So that's the end of turn 2. And so far, really enjoying this game. It's got a real nice mechanic to it.
You ended this turn early, didn't you?
I did, yes. And strangely enough, I was the one who bidded to have control of the turn clock. And actually that, potentially may have helped me. Because what it did do was it meant that Graham can't bring these up.
I didn't get to activate them, and I didn't get to activate them. Because,
Oh, sorry, just point again, which ones were they?
these guys on the hill.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in a good place anyway, so that's all
Yeah.
right. But that's a bit more annoying. I would have liked to have moved them.
Yeah,
into the fight.
so the turn clock there really helped me. So winning the turn clock, it might help me for later on in the game because obviously those guys have got coming through some rough terrain, and which is quite slow going. So yeah, so that's the end of turn 2. Right, so we'll see you at the start of turn 3. Okay, so a start of turn 3 and the priority points then. So my generals have gone. My first corps, I'm going 2 priority points on each division. My second corps, I'm coming in with 3 points on each division, and I've got 3 points on my third corps, giving me 2 points to put to the turn clock. My reserve, he's only got 2 priority points, so he's just going to put it on his units. And then my commanding general, Johnson there, he is allowing 2 points for this. That brought that up to 3, and then 3 points for the turn clock. Graham, what have you done for yours?
So I've gone 8, so I've wildly overbid again, but I've given 8 to McClernand's, who are the guys on the hill here, so that they get to go first and hopefully smash someone up with their cannon. And then 3 each to more or less everyone else, to these guys, these guys and these guys, and 2 to the guys at the back, because it's not that essential. But and I've saved 1 point for the turn clock, but I'm on a...
I've got 5.
5, so I think the turn clock might be yours.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see that you don't see the turn clock as an important factor.
I really wanted these guys to go first, but yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Cool. All right then. So we'll see you at the end of turn 3. Catch you in a bit. Okay, so we are at the end of turn 3, and yeah, it's starting to really get a bit more interesting now. I've managed to sort out my battle line now, so my battle line now swings round through here. It was a complete mess down here. I managed to sort that out a little bit. So my first corps, which is over in this direction, again, they just realigned. The second corps over here caused a few dramas, nothing too much, a bit of firefighting going on. The boat knocked these guys back. And my third corps over there just moved up and got into more of a battle line. So nothing really too much happened there. But my reserves actually did a bit of damage. The horse here drove through on the flank and knocked back these 2 units here. So that's starting to create a bit of a hole there. So I'm hoping next turn I can start pushing through and make the most of that. Because I need to break through probably in this or next turn to really have a chance of winning this game. Graham, you got anything you want to add to that?
No, more or less summarised it. Wallace's division didn't do very well, actually. They tried to sort of push forwards, but actually they just got pushed back. The rebels beat them up.
That's right, yeah.
These guys who you ended up getting with your horses, they did fairly well. They fought them, I think, and they sent them running with some cold steel. And then they ran on into the cannon. But the cannon crew beat them off and sent them back.
They did, yeah. Then they got attacked
and then
by
they
the
got
horse.
attacked by the horses. So that's
Yeah.
how they've ended up with 2 fatigues.
Yeah.
And my cannon here,
Got a nice...
he got a nice shot off, but I rolled really badly, so
Yeah.
he just sent them back a bit, which is a shame because he should have swarmed them in properly.
Yeah, yes. And that wouldn't have been good if I lost that unit. That should have done that. But so that's the end of turn 3. So we'll catch you at the start of turn 4. See you in a sec. Okay, so this is the start of turn 4, and we've just done our priority points. So for me, my first corps which are in the centre there. I've split the difference to each for my second corps, which is over here on the right wing. So some of them are on 4s, some of them are on 1s, which basically that artillery piece there is on the 4, and I've got a couple on the ones at the back that are a bit more fatigued are on the 1s. And I've got the 3rd corps on 5s, which are over there at the far left of my flank, and then the reserves are on 6, which are mainly the cav units. One there, and I've got a couple of an artillery piece in there as well, and some infantry. So Graham, yours?
Yeah, so I've got 6s, so we're bidding equally on 6s for the start.
We are.
So Prentices are on 6s,
Yeah.
and Shermans are on 6s, which is...
So we've obviously both thought this is an important area.
Yeah.
Go high, yeah.
And then it starts tailing off then, so then I've got Wallaces, which is my sort of left, I suppose, flank here.
Yeah.
They're on 3s. Hurlbills, which is my guys at the back, are on 2s. And McClellans are on 1, because I'm fairly happy
They're
with that.
sitting out the top there, yeah. Sure.
And I saved 2 for the clock.
Yes, and me too. So we've obviously both... So I've changed tactic a little bit. I've gone lower on the clock, but mainly because I'm thinking I want to activate certain units first. But now it's going to be interesting, because whoever wins the clock wins any ties. So whoever wins this clock then will get the first go. So that's quite interesting. So yeah, all right, cool. So we'll see you at the end of turn 4. Okay, so this is the end of turn 4. Slowly things are changing, or the Unions are slowly getting pushed back on the right flank here. On the left flank, they're pushing round. So on the 2 flanks, the Confederates kind of got the advantage. I wouldn't say advantage. The Unions have just basically created a new defensive line. They've drawn back to a new defensive line, whereas I think I'm a little bit more tentative over there. I've only got a few units in there, looking very vulnerable. The centre here is still a bit of a stalemate, although I was able to knock off the cannon off the ridge there, so that might give me the opportunity to try and take that hill, which I might try and do in the next turn. But yeah, so other than that, that's kind of where we're going with it. It's looking good. It's really, it looks fantastic. I love the 6mm. It's awesome, isn't it? It's so cool. So Graham, you got anything else to add to that? Is there anything I've missed? Or
this was quite cool. There was a really good sort of back and forth battle here that went over, I think, about 4 different steps of dice rolling.
And combat and stuff. Yeah,
and
definitely.
Then it ended up with your guys more or less where they started, and my guys a bit out of position. Oops.
Yep. It's just
but it was quite cool.
I think what it did, it compounded the fact that you're at that line. You was going to come forward.
That's true. Yeah.
And it stopped that, which was nice. So going into the next turn, it might give me the opportunity to take a bit of advantage of that. But yeah, that's the end of turn 4. So we're going to go into start turn 5 and look at the priority points. Catch you in a sec. Okay, so priority points for turn 5. My first corps, I've got 5 and a 1, so that's pretty much in the centre there. My second corps, which is over here, I've got a 3 and a 2. The third corps over there, it's on a 3, and then a 6 for my reserves, which are sort of spread within this middle here. And I allowed 2 for the turn clock. Graham, you've done something fairly similar to myself. You've got...
Yeah, so I've gone 6 for the kind of guys over here who are sort of doing quite well, really. 4 for the... Is it 4 for the guys on the hill? No, it's not. It is... It's 4 for these guys on the left. 4 for these guys on the left. 3 for the guys on the hill.
Yep.
And then 2 each for the guys at the back, and these guys are in a bit of a mess.
Perfect.
In the centre.
And then you had 3 for the turn clock, and actually lost the turn clock. So I've won the turn clock again. So I've actually had the turn clock every time so far. Just probably down to a good rolling more than anything. Right, cool. So catch you at the end of turn 5. Okay, so we've got to the end of turn 5, and yeah, it's starting to get very messy for the Confederates. I've been pushed around in centre here and completely lost all position at the moment, so I'm going to probably need a turn to get back into some sort of position. And my left flank down there has crumbled. I've lost 2 units, and in this game that's quite a big thing. So that's not looking great for me. And in the meantime, Graham's unions have just sort of dropped back to find new defensive lines, just sort of hoping to eke out the victory, really, I think. But they're looking pretty strong, the unions. They've got a couple of units that are fatigued and stuff, but I think you'll sort of manage them eventually, won't you, mate? So
hopefully. I'm sad that I got pushed off that hill.
Yeah, that's one thing that's happened for the Confederates. Managed to push you off the hill, but it's not really given me much at the moment because I'm out of position.
Yeah.
But maybe the next turn I might be able to take that hill. That would be nice, and try and regain some sort of foothold in the game. But yeah, no, it's going well. It's just a good little game. It's good fun. All right, is that? Have I missed anything, mate? No, it's about it. Isn't it? Right, cool. So we'll see you at the start of turn 6. Okay, start of turn 6, and we're just doing the priority points. So for myself, I have got my first corps. I've got 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm really hoping to get these guys moving forward first. 1 on these guys. So they're somewhere in the middle on that hill. So the idea is to try and take that hill. The next corps, second corps, which is over here in the centre as well. 4 on Ruggles and 2 on Withers. And then we've got the third corps, only putting 2 on them. They're over there, they're pretty much broken, so I'm leaving them alone. And then I've got 2 over here on the reserves, which are again in the centre of the table. So that's the Confederates. What are the Unions up to?
So they've gone 7 on Sherman's, who are the sort of beat up division in the centre. 6 on Prentices, who are the guys here who've been doing quite well at pushing the Confederates back, but need a rest really. 5 on Herberts, who've really split up. So half of them are kind of here, pushing up this way, and the other half are all the way over there. And then just 1 each on Wallace and McClelland, which is the guys all the way over there, and these guys here.
Perfect. Good. Cool. So that's the priority points. We'll see at the end of turn 6. So end of turn 6, and probably the quickest turn ever. Because Graham got control of the turn clock. We rolled a 6 on the first set of divisions moving. So then he took the turn clock down from 12 to 6, and then on the next set where we rolled again, we both rolled a 6 again. So he's taken that, and the turn clock's ended. So that means we now go back into turn 7, 6, 7. Essentially. So yeah, so turn 7 now. So we'll go straight into the priority points quickly. Right, okay, so we're doing the priority points on turn 8. I've gone sort of a bit middle of the road, trying to bolster up these guys using my Johnson's points to help bring these up a little bit, and yeah, just trying to get my guys moving again. Graham?
Yeah, I've spread mine around quite a lot. More of the same thing that I tried to do last time, really. And I've only bid 1 point for the clock.
Yeah, I've bid 2. Cool. All right then, we'll see you at the end of turn 8. Okay, end of turn 8. And that, we're going to call it at the end of the game there. The game could have gone on for another, how many? 4 or 5 turns or something.
2 o'clock, so yeah, 5 more.
It could have gone for another 5 more turns, but it's got to the point where it's quite obvious for the Confederates. I needed to break through a lot earlier, and it's becoming a bit of a stalemate. The Unions have just created this body of defense just there. I can't get through their lines. Plus, it's very possible that they've got another 3 or 4 units to come on in reserve, whereas the Confederates are slowly going. I've lost my left flank, absolutely completely lost it. That's cut that, so the Union's going to be rolling over there soon. So it's only a matter of time before the Confederates give way. So yeah, I've conceded there. So nice one, Graham. Good game, mate. Good game.
Very good game. I really enjoyed it. It's really different, actually.
Yeah, we've really enjoyed this game. It's very different to the sort of games we have played previously. Just the way it works and that. Yeah, have you got any thoughts on it, mate?
It's just got this whole bidding for priority thing and running down the clock. I mean, the last few turns, I actually won the clock, and I was able to run it down when barely half the guys had activated, which I think is what the blue ones, Union, want to do in this game.
Definitely in this scenario, yeah, because they've got to protect the building over there. Yeah. But yeah, no, great game. We really enjoyed it. Had a good fun. Good to see you, mate. Always a pleasure. And yeah, guys, catch us in the next one. We'll see you soon. Catch you later. Yeah, catch you later, guys. That's it from this video, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you're interested in seeing more content from this channel, please don't forget to hit the bell button. And guys, as always, stay safe. Catch you later.